I was 17 the first time I met Lila. We were still just kids, really, swept up in the chaos and thrill of high school. Those were the years when everything felt bigger than it really was. Friendships, dreams, even love. We were still figuring out who we were and who we wanted to be. Couple of years rolled by. We went to different universities, but we stayed close. And by the time we were both 19, we made what felt like a bold, grown-up decision. We moved in together. It was a small, cozy apartment with peeling paint and creaky floors, but it was ours. Just the two of us. I was juggling school and a part-time job at a grocery store. Lila had picked up a few shifts at a local bookstore. We didn't have much, but somehow it felt like enough. We were building something, slowly, steadily, and for a while it felt like we were in sync. Then came that summer. She told me her aunt owned a small, somewhat eccentric hotel in a quiet beach town and needed an extra set of hands for the season. The job was simple. Run errands, help clean a few rooms, maybe do some light organizing. The pay wasn't amazing, but decent. What really drew her in was the location. The ocean. The salt in the air. Just talking about it seemed to lift her spirits. One night over dinner she asked me, "Do you think I should go?" I didn't hesitate. I told her, "If it makes you happy, then do it." "Oh. I'll finish my exams and take some time off to join you. We can have a little escape together. Just us by the sea." So she left. The plan was simple. 6 weeks of work, then come back at the end of August. Between coursework and shifts, I barely had time to think. Nearly a month slipped by before I could finally visit. When I did, I booked a small room near the hotel where she was working, just for a few nights. I was excited, ready to unwind, to reconnect. But from the moment I saw her again, something felt off. She greeted me with a hug and a bright smile, but underneath it all, there was a strange distance, like she wasn't fully there. I noticed little things too. She had new clothes, new earrings, even a designer handbag I'd never seen before. Luxuries that didn't add up with her part-time pay. She spun around playfully and asked, "Well, what do you think of my new look?" I smiled and told her she looked great. I didn't ask questions. I never had. I trusted her. That night we went out to a little seaside restaurant. It was quaint, quiet. Candlelight, soft music, ocean breeze rolling in. For a while it felt like old times. We laughed, reminisced. I started to believe I was just imagining things. Then, in the middle of a sentence, she went quiet. Her smile faded. Her eyes drifted. She looked unsettled. I asked gently, "Are you okay?" She gave me a vague smile and said she needed to use the restroom. I watched her walk away, telling myself not to overthink it. But 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Eventually I got up and followed. I found her behind a decorative divider near the restrooms. She wasn't alone. She was speaking to a guy, tall, neatly dressed, probably in his late 20s. I'd never seen him before. I didn't step out immediately. I stayed back, hidden in the shadows. Their conversation wasn't light or friendly. It was tense, emotional. "Please just leave me alone," she said. My boyfriend is here." The man's voice was low, sharp. So that's it. After everything. The dinners, the time we spent. You're just walking away. She snapped, "It was fun, Mason, but it's over. I told you this wasn't permanent. I'm leaving soon. You knew that." That was it. I couldn't stay hidden anymore. I stepped forward. The guy, Mason, turned to me. His face shifted from shock to something colder. There was a smug edge in his voice when he said, "So, you're the boyfriend she mentioned." And then it all came out, more than I ever wanted to know. They'd been seeing each other for weeks. Almost every night. He ran a small cafe near the hotel. He had money. He spoiled her with gifts, dinners, expensive things she'd never had before. And she let him. She tried to play it down, say it didn't mean anything. That it was a fling. That she was lonely, confused. that it didn't change how she felt about me. But the damage was done. I didn't yell. I didn't cause a scene. I just walked away. I left town the next morning, earlier than planned. When I got home, I packed all of her things and dropped them off at her parents' house. I didn't want her in that apartment anymore. I didn't even want the apartment itself. I started looking for a new place that same week. By the time she started texting and calling again in late August, I was gone. Different address. New number. I ignored it all. Eventually I blocked her. She even showed up at my work once. I turned around and walked away without saying a word. She got the message. Whatever she had with Mason didn't last. I wasn't surprised. As for me, I moved on. I don't know where she is now. I don't care. I've rebuilt my life, piece by piece, without the weight of her lies. There weren't any warning signs. No dramatic fights. No obvious betrayals. Just a quiet decision she made. And a line she crossed that I couldn't forgive. Why she did it, I'll never understand. And honestly, I don't need to. What I've learned is this. Trust is vital, but trust without awareness is dangerous. It's not strength. It's giving someone the power to destroy you, and hoping they don't. And sometimes they do.